Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BT Talks. Today I have a very special guest, Miami's Mayor, Francis Suarez. So bear with me a second. He's going to join. I'm going to add him to the conversation. And we are going to have a wonderful conversation about our beautiful city of Miami, what's going on here, companies, people from all over the country. There we go.
Hey, what's going on?
Mayor Francis Suarez, thank you so much for being a guest on my BT Talks. It's truly a pleasure.
It's an honor to be with you.
Thank you. I've been doing this show now for quite a few months, and I've been having conversations with some of the most interesting people in Miami and around the world, mainly in real estate, but in a lot of different industries. And I thought it would be a very good time right now to have you as a guest. As we can see, Miami is just having its moment. It's been in constant transformation for the past few years. But right now, this year, especially with the pandemic, there's been a big acceleration of people moving here, companies moving here. Can you give the audience a little background? Sorry for the sirens outdoors. Can you give us a little bit a background of your time as a mayor and how you've seen Miami change over time?
No bars.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you got cut off. So I was just saying, can you give us, so you're a Miami native, and tell us a little bit how you saw Miami change over the past few years and what's going on right now?
Well, Miami's changed in several different eras, if you will. You know, there was sort of the 1970s and 1980s and 90s, and then 2000 and now. I think every era has been sort of a cosmic shift in terms of how the city has grown. And I think, now we're getting to the point where we're no longer just a gateway city. I think we're now truly a global city. And we're being looked at and getting attention from different parts of the world. So, for me, it's an incredible honor to be the mayor at this particular moment of a city that I grew up in, that I was born in, and seeing it mature and create the kinds of ecosystems that I think will make it successful for not just my generation, but for my children's generation.
Of course. So that's the beauty. I mean, I actually moved to Miami a year and a half ago. I knew Miami prior to that, but something wonderful that I found in this city is its constant transformation and also the energy of the people, regardless of the industry you're in. There's a lot happening and everybody's very collaborative. Now we have a lot of big tech CEOs moving down here. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And also tell us a bit how it all started with the whole Twitter, how can I help? Because that was a nice one.
So that's what started it, right? There was, we've been trying to grow our tech ecosystem for 10 years. The reason why is because as a young person, I understand how important it is to have a truly diverse economy. It cannot just be, things that we've been traditionally relying on. Great example is tourism during COVID. Look what happened to one of our major industries. Our cruise industry is still shut down. Our MIA is functioning at a very, very small percentage of what it was, pre-pandemic. So we have to diversify. We have to be diverse. And I think, tech, which is an industry, but it's also a sub-industry of every single industry.
Of course, yes.
It is the industry of the future and of today, really. I mean, we're doing this right now on Instagram Live. I got off a Zoom meeting from somebody in California. I mean, the ubiquity of communication, the efficiency of communication, where I could do a CNN or MSNBC or Fox interview 1 minute, walk out of the room and be hugging my child the next minute. It really is disrupting and revolutionizing our world in ways that we probably still haven't completely grasped. So for me, it's incredibly important that I position our city in a place where it can compete in that environment. That's my goal. That's my job. That's how I serve you. I can't do my job for you and for your children and for your family if I'm not doing that, what I believe to be what's right, not just for Miami, frankly, every city in the world should be doing it.
Of course, that's what I see, and I tell people also. I think it's very important. I mean, Miami is a fantastic city for many reasons, because of its weather, the quality of life, its beautiful real estate,
Yep.
the warmth of the people also. Everybody's very
Sure.
helpful, but it's important to have a great leadership. And I think what you're doing is showing leadership. I think every other mayor in other cities can also apply what you're doing, whether it's through social media, whether it's just being proactive in helping becoming, a global city, a great city. And that's why Miami is in the eye of everybody today. Is big. I mean, I see your name everywhere, and I think everybody sees your name everywhere, which is great. And it's not just PR. I think it's really, I mean, you can feel it when you're in the city. I've been living here for a year and a half, and I see every day something changing. Every neighborhood, there's something changing. Companies
And
coming down here.
yeah, we continue to make big announcements. Like today, I was with WeWork, and the CEO of WeWork was here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Making a huge announcement for any company that moves to Miami. They get the first month for free, and they get 15% off any additional month for 12 months. So it's just a huge promotion. I mean, that's something that is incredibly enticing for companies to move down here. So we're removing the barriers for people to be able to come here seamlessly, and something I'm extremely proud of.
And it's very also business friendly. That's what I've seen. I mean, besides no state income tax, that's one thing. But I feel that there's an environment, there's an ecosystem, like you said, where entrepreneurs, regardless of the industry they are in, can build something great. Whether they're seasoned entrepreneurs that already built multi-million-dollar companies and sold them, or whether they're starting from scratch, I feel that now Miami can be completely competing against New York and San Francisco, which are still great cities, but Miami's a new city. It's a young city. And
yeah, and what's important about Miami is that we're getting from both places. So what happens is in New York, you typically have hedge funds and private equity. In San Francisco, you have founders, VCs, and engineers. When you bring them together, something that's never really happened before in the history of any city in the world, in my opinion, we don't even know what the cross-pollination potential is going to be. So, I mean, it could catapult Miami to being the most prominent city in the world in the next 10 years.
Of course. So, there's a lot of great things in Miami and South Florida. There's a lot of people that are asking me questions about sustainability and transportation. What is being done in the city of Miami, we're facing some challenges, some global warming challenges. And I think I always say it's not just Miami, South Florida. I think all the coastal cities are facing this challenge. What is Miami doing for this? Face this
first of
challenge?
all, we acknowledge it, which some people don't, and we've dedicated resources to it. Our residents passed a bond called Miami Forever, and that is $400 million, of which $200 million is dedicated completely to climate resiliency. So we're investing in our infrastructure to make sure that Miami's here, not just for our generation, but for my child and my unborn grandchildren. That's why we call it Miami Forever. In terms of transportation, the way the city is developing, it's developing into different neighborhoods, discrete neighborhoods, and each neighborhood is almost like a self-contained city. So Coconut Grove, you can do just about anything you want. You can eat, you can work, you can play. You can go then to Midtown, the same thing. Wynwood, the same thing. The Design District, the same thing. And so, World Center, downtown, it's all the same. And so we're creating, so part of the transportation solution is creating mini cities within the city so that people don't have to travel large distances. Another part of it, obviously, is technology, right? We have this amazing remote work capability now that we didn't have before. So we don't have, there's just hopefully not going to be as many people in the cars. And then the third thing is, interacting with people like Elon Musk, who tweeted at me a few days ago about, different kinds of really innovative ways to deal with not only transportation, but also greenhouse gases, emissions from cars. And I think, that's something that I'm waiting to have a conversation with Elon about.
So that's a starting stage. Nothing is confirmed yet, but you've been already starting to discuss. I've seen a few headlines with Elon Musk.
Yeah, well, and then I have the traditional, like I created something called the SMART Plan, the Strategic Miami Area Rapid Transit Plan, which is more of a traditional mass transit plan. And we're in the process of developing that. We have 2 of the 4 lines already in existence, which is the Bright Line, and we have, which will be commuter rail as well. And we have, the Southern Line, which is being built out right now. We're in the process of potentially doing one to Miami Beach. And then, of course, we need to do one out west. So, in the traditional sense, we're also expanding our mass transit so that as we grow, people have the ability to get to and from work quickly, efficiently, and inexpensively.
How much time would all that take? Is it going to be in the next 2 or 3 years? Or is it going to take a little more time?
Well, the Bright Line's already here. All we have to do is build out the
Right. Yeah.
stations.
For
Right
sure.
next year, we just have to build out the stations, which could take 24 months. The southern corridor is also already here. All we have to do is build out the stations here, and that's a little bit less of an intense build because there's not as much density on that corridor. And then the one to Miami Beach is in the procurement stage. So we've done all the analysis, and we're ready to sort of move forward on that.
I've heard also I haven't tried it yet, but there is also, is there a ferry that is going from downtown to Miami Beach or not yet?
We have prioritized the possibility of having ferries that go from downtown to Miami Beach and go up and down, by the way, north south, and also north south from Aventura all the way down to downtown, and also from Black Point Marina all the way to downtown. So that has all been contemplated and envisioned, and now we're waiting on private sector companies to decide they want to do it.
That's fantastic. So tell us also a little bit about downtown Miami, which is one of the hottest neighborhoods right now, and how it's going to be over the next few years. Because I keep on telling people, right, downtown a few years ago there wasn't much, and now you start seeing the transformation, and now you have big companies. I believe there's Blackstone who just signed a lease there. There's other companies coming there. There's some new hotels and condos that are going to be there. Tell us a little bit about downtown Miami.
Well, what's cool about downtown is that it's almost become like four parts, right? So you have Brickell, which is obviously very mature, very well developed, and getting bigger and better every day. You have what I call Miami World Center, which is brand new and has another couple of $1 billion worth of development. And I don't know how many more buildings are going to go there, 10, 15, 20 more buildings. So that is maturing very nicely. You have Edgewater, the Edgewater area, which is incredible. You know what I mean? In terms of, the properties on the water, as well as the Omni area. And then you have, traditional downtown, and that's owned primarily by Moish and by the Rock family. And that has the ability to be an incredible epicenter for our city.
And I know Moshe Mana, actually, he came here a long time ago, but he already had that vision, I believe 10 years ago or more than that, to bring tech companies and to develop that area. So I have one last question. There's a lot of people, a lot of my friends that are, really thinking of moving down to Miami to either start a new business or to relocate their company. Do you have any advice for them? Is there anybody they should see, or could they meet with you? Or because a lot of new great businesses. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, first of all, yes, they can meet with me. One. Two, and I try to be as accessible as I can physically be, in terms of...
I see that you're very accessible, and I appreciate that a lot.
You got it. I think they should talk to the DDA, the Downtown Development Authority, because they have a great program where they give up to a $50,000 grant annually for 3 years for companies that want to move into the Downtown Development Authority area. They should talk to the CRAs, the Community Redevelopment Agencies, if they want to move into those areas, because those are TIF, tax increment financing districts, that allow those organizations to give money. And they should also talk to the Beacon Council. The Beacon Council is the economic engine of Miami-Dade County, and they also give incentives for people to move.
Very cool. And the last question, what is the thing that you love the most about Miami?
I love everything about Miami. I was born and raised here. It's part of my DNA. It's in my soul. I love the diversity. I love the people. I love the weather. I love its growth, its potential. I love the fact that I don't feel like it has any limits, and I love, frankly, serving all the residents, because to me, it's one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life.
Well, Mayor Francis Suarez, thank you so much for being part of BT Talks. I have guests and friends from all over the world that have been actually watching from Tel Aviv, Dubai, and London. And they're fascinated by Miami and by all the efforts that you've been doing. So thank you so much. And I look forward to having more people coming down to Miami and helping you on any initiative to being a Miami brand ambassador. I love Miami. Even if I'm from France and New York, which I love as well, Miami is now my home. And I'm looking forward to the future here.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. Thank you.